Welcome to Quirky Kitchen, Jane here. Today I'm making crumpets. Oh my goodness me, I wish I wasn't because I'm actually going to eat them all, and Marco, you're not having any because they're my favourite. Homemade crumpets are absolutely gorgeous and extremely simple, but you do have to follow an exact recipe and you do have to let the mixture rise up. So first of all, we'll start off with 225 grams of plain flour into a bowl. Into that we'll put 6 grams of ordinary salt and 6 grams of dried yeast. To that mixture I am going to add 300 grams of very lukewarm milk, and I'm going to whisk it, slowly whisk it. I've mixed up what's in the bowl and slowly mix this in. Hopefully this will get nice bubbles in it, and when it rises up you will see that there will be a lot more bubbles. Once you have eaten homemade crumpets you will never buy them again, and you can see from the ingredients that it's extremely cheap. Each crumpet is probably less than 100 calories, so as long as you don't put masses of thick, juicy, gorgeous butter on it, then it's all right. So remember, Marco, they're not yours, they're mine.
You always say that, but I think I will get one.
Maybe. So what I'm doing now is just mixing this until there are no more lumps. It doesn't take long, and then I'm going to put it with a tea towel over it and put it to rise. It probably takes just over an hour, but it's terribly warm here at the moment in Tenerife, so it might rise a little bit quicker. But at least it has to be at least double the size before you go through to the next step. So that's, I think, is amalgamated now, and I think we're ready to leave it to rise. Yes?
So welcome back. We're now cooking the crumpets. I just put some ghee, some clarified butter in the pan, and it's very important to cook it through on a low heat. So I get it now on number 5, but the moment the ghee is melted I will go back to number 4. So swirl that around a little bit, set all the rings are covered in the ghee. Going down now to number 4. So here is our mixture. As you might see, you see that black dot is where it was before, and now it's risen almost at minimum 2.5 times as much up. Yeah, and that's about in an hour and 10 minutes. So now I'm going to fill those rings. See, it already has all these bubbles in it and the holes in the air. And then we need some patience because it has to cook through from the bottom, and I'll show you later when they are ready to take off those rings and turn them around. So I'm gonna fill it up to the top, or almost, so that they can actually rise up a bit. Now that's good, enough, okay. So now we wait. I'm gonna show you in a couple minutes when it starts to cook, and it will rise up and you will see the bubbles coming through. I'm gonna change the lighting a bit so that you can see it better. So I'll be back with you in a couple seconds. So this is now about 3 to 4 minutes later, and you can already see the first bubbles coming through from the heat of the bottom of the pan. You just have to make sure that you keep your patience, because if not, and you heat it up too hot, it will be burn on the bottom, and you don't want that. We want it nice and golden brown on the bottom. So what we need is patience. I'm actually now turning it down to number 3, just to make sure it does not burn on the bottom. So I'll be back with you soon. So this is about 15 minutes later, and I already took 3 of them out of the mold. So we'll do the last one now. We just play around a little bit so that it comes off. You see, here we go. And then turn them around and do them on the other side. Probably just for a minute. So that's just 2 minutes later, we have it like this. Now we can take it out, let them cool down on a rack, and then later you just put it in your toaster, and you know the rest. Okie dokie. So, and ready for the second lot. I'll show you the end result. Now that's in 10 minutes. They're coming up really nicely now. So when you see it starts to be not shiny anymore on the top, we leave it a little bit longer, and then I try to get them out of the mold and turn them around. Just give them, I would say, another 3-4 minutes. See you in a second. So let's turn them around again. And leave them a little bit longer. Maybe only 2 minutes or so, or 3 on the other side. So here are your wonderful homemade crumpets. One side, the other side. Let's come close to the camera. Lovely. Enjoy!